Okay, in Ideal Cooking in Carla's Kitchen today, we're going to do one of my favorite holiday traditions, and we're making gingerbread houses. My grandkids love these, and we have so much fun with them, and maybe I'll get some pictures today and tomorrow of them making them. They'll help me roll them out, and then we'll put them together, and then we'll decorate them tomorrow after they've had a good overnight to set up. So I'm going to show you how to make them from scratch. You can always go buy the Costco, ones all ready to go, but this is a fun one to do. Our kids still love doing it even though they're grown, so it's been a fun tradition. I've already creamed the butter and brown sugar because that takes a little bit doing. Soften up the brown sugar to room temperature, cream it with that brown sugar. Then you add to that some water and some dark molasses. And so, let's put this down. I've got this over here. It's a little easier to videotape than where I normally keep my. For this recipe, you're going to need a heavy-duty type mixer like the KitchenAid, something that's industrial strength. The first time I made the gingerbread, I didn't, of course, have one of these, and so I burned up my little hand mixer. There's quite a bit of mixing that goes on, and when you start adding the flour. So what you're going to do is, I don't know if you'll be able to hear me over this, what you're going to do is just mix that molasses and water into there really good. Now what I've done is I've taken my flour and add to it my spices, my salt, my baking soda. So it's all ready to go, and you add this 1 cup at a time into this mixture. So, and you don't go very fast, the mixture, the flour will start fluffing all over the place. And so just mix it slow. I'm going to do this for all the cups of flour, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's ready to go in the refrigerator. Okay, this is what it looks like when it comes out of the mixer, and you just kind of form it. I put it on a lightly floured surface and form it into like a log because I'm going to cut it into 8 equal pieces. This makes 8 gingerbread houses, the size that I'll give you the dimensions on my website. And so what I do to get an idea of how I'm doing is I divide it before I put it in the refrigerator. And then I just take each one of these, roll them into a ball, kind of flatten them out because that makes it easier for. And you want to refrigerate them for about 2 to 3 hours, and it helps when you're rolling them out. And then just do that. You can use saran wrap or whatever, and that's all there is. And then I'll come back, show you how you will roll them out, bake them off, then how we put them together, and then tomorrow we'll. Okay, I'm back, and now I've taken the dough out of the refrigerator, and I've actually put it on some parchment paper, and I've rolled it out. So if you want to show the parchment paper, and I've just rolled it out with a rolling pin, nice and thin. And one of the tips that I have for everybody that does gingerbread houses is to get the dough rolled out thin. It'll make a crispier wall that won't crumble on you. Then I'm placing my parchment pieces for the house on this dough that's already been measured out. The parchment paper's been measured out to fit in my cookie sheet. And then I simply just take these, fit them on there like that, and then just take a knife and slowly just cut out each piece and leave it right on the parchment paper. When it bakes up, it comes right off the parchment paper. This is the easiest way I've found to do the dough. I tried pulling it up and putting it on something else, and that never worked. So this is the way to do it. And then cut out each piece like that, pull the dough out in between them, and then bake it for 8 to 10 minutes till it's nice and crispy. Now I've got some already in the oven. I'm going to pull it out and show you what it looks like when it's done. And that's what it'll look like. We'll let it cool, and then later tonight I'll show you how I put them together with the icing. Okay, now we're going to make the icing that goes on the gingerbread houses, and it's a very stiff icing. And it starts with 6 egg yolks, or egg whites. And I just get them in the box because I end up making, for these 8 gingerbread houses we'll make, I end up making 3 or 4 batches of this, and so I can't use that many egg yolks. So I just buy the egg whites. You put the cream of tartar in there. Get that blending up. You want that to just blend. And once it is, you just add the powdered sugar. So we're going to add that. And then the trick is that you mix this for 10 minutes. And it gets really, really stiff.
Who are you talking to?
The video camera, honey. I'm making a video. And we're just going to get that going, and then I'll show you what we'll do and how we'll put it on the gingerbread house.
Okay. Where's the video?
Okay, now we're ready to put the gingerbread houses together, and this is how I do it. I take all the pieces that we have on the parchment paper, I lay them out, and I start with a strip of the frosting that I made, the icing, going down 2 ways, like that. And then I take the back piece, which is the one without the door, go like that, and then put that there, and then I put a side piece on, like that. And this icing is so stiff it will start to hold right away. And then I go up this side here, down this side here, and put on the other side piece, just like that, and then across the front, I do a strip, and then you've got the front with the front door, and go down both sides like that. And then lay that on there, and then put that in place like that. Kind of square it up, and then get ready to put the roof on because it will dry fast. So if you've not, these are the roof pieces, and I just have to put it on 3 sides of the roof, lay it right on top like that, and then 3 sides of the other side, and lay it right on like that, as you can see. And then I like to kind of finish it off by just first making sure we got one little piece that I gotta break off there. Sure they're together, and then I just do a little like snow capped on the top, kind of a zigzag over it. That helps hold those 2 pieces together. And then the finishing touch, I just put a little bit that goes out like this, and that door we cut out, we just place and open it. You can close it or whatever you want, but set them overnight, and then they're ready to decorate tomorrow. So we'll come back and show you how to decorate them. Okay, this is what it looks like before all the family arrives. I set out all the gingerbread houses that we made up yesterday, along with the candy. I'll show you the candy table. Now, the first few years I did this, I didn't have this much candy selection. But each year it kind of grows, and like this year I hardly spent anything for candy because I had all of this candy left over from previous years. And you know, it's great because it doesn't, if it goes bad, it doesn't matter. It's going on a gingerbread house. But these are all the different candies that our grandkids will put on the different gingerbread houses. And then some of them will use roof, these things for the roof, and different things. But it'll be so creative. Every year is completely different. Now I've already done mine up, and I'll take a picture of it, and then I'll take a picture of all the finished gingerbread houses when they're done.